You have no idea the amount of ignorant mess we're about to get into right now.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys. We're back. This is episode 129, First Match. If you haven't checked out this film, it's on Netflix streaming right now. This is a 2018 drama film written and directed by Olivia Newman, based on her 2010 short film of the same name. The film stars, I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, Elvire Emanuelle, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, and Colman Domingo. So the film basically is about a young girl in high school who is bouncing from foster home to foster home in Brownsville, in New York. And she decides through a series of events she's going to join a boys wrestling team in her high school, and that's a sort of way to channel her issues that she has. And then she kind of, through that, meets back up with her estranged father who's newly out of prison, and then things kind of spiral from there. The film is largely about the relationship between fathers and daughters. So, Micah, we'll start with you and then go around. What did you think?
I really like this. Strong performances. Elvire Emanuelle is a very talented young actress, very believable. Black Manta was really good.
Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this film. I'll get more into why later, but it's like a 3.5, for me. I dug it.
All right. So for me, I thought it was really good. I would agree that the performances were actually, I thought, rather surprising in a lot of ways. I thought the story was pretty solid. It doesn't waste a lot of time. It kind of really gets to it. The wrestling sequences and the sort of bare knuckle brawling sequences I thought were actually really well done, without being like overly violent or like overly dramatic, like with like rousing music or anything kind of silly.
They were pretty violent though.
The MMA fights were, they were a little brutal in moments, which is I'm fine with. But I liked a lot of the young actors, the other kids on the wrestling team, and there's some familiar faces in there, and we'll talk about them too. I enjoyed it. I'd say somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4. I think it's definitely worth your time. The overarching story of kids looking up to their parents, no matter the type of person their parents are, is I don't know. To me, that's a very personal story, like for myself. So I don't know. I thought they handled it pretty well with the backdrop of sort of wrestling and things like that. So I thought it was good. Terrence?
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit actually. To echo you guys' point, the performances I thought were stellar. Honestly, like they all felt like it didn't feel like acting to me when I was watching it. The script was, I don't know, the script was written so well that it actually sounded like real conversations, like the kids talking to each other that sound like shit that they would actually say when they was on the bus freestyling. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like I feel like they just took a camera and just filmed these kids.
Right.
Her performance was really good. Her father, that guy Yahya Abdul Shabazz, but he's good. He's a good actor. He was in The Get Down.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right.
That guy's a good actor.
That guy's like 31.
Yeah, he's super young. I was like, wait, what?
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just looked at his age. I was like, wait, 86?
He's got that everything.
Yeah. He looks
like he's 40 something.
He looks way older than me.
Yeah.
Yo, he's 7 years younger than me. That's ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah, but yeah.
And by the way, shout out to Wikipedia, not knowing exactly how old he is. Like black people, you can't even pin them down. They're like 30 or 31. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I would give it a 4. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah,
the story was good. We'll get into it. But it's a good movie. Yeah. I suggest everyone just to watch it. It's worth a watch. Definitely worth a watch.
Mm-hmm. I agree. just before we get into the show, make sure you sign up for premium content. You can go to blackandblackcinema.com/premium. It's $5 a month or $50 for the full year. We have a bunch of other shows behind our paywall that you would probably enjoy. We have a show called No Time to Bleed, which is all about action movies that we love. And there is a new episode right now, by the time you're hearing this, on... I guess I should probably tell them the name. Why not?
No, don't tell them.
We'll just save it, right?
Yeah, save it.
But check that out. It's the same format as this show. We also have other shows. We have a political show called Look Forward that you can check out as well. It's only $5 a month or $50 for the full year. Look, if you're already boycotting Starbucks, you might as well spend your $5 with us. So
there you go.
All right, so let's get into it. So the film starts out with Mo, aka Monique, getting kicked out of her foster home when she's accused of sleeping with her foster mother's boyfriend. And so the film just opens with her getting the foster mother just throwing all of her stuff out the window, and Mo like yelling up and saying like, I didn't mess with your boyfriend or whatever. She did. She was absolutely sleeping with this guy. Now, it is glossed over, but I think it's a point that needs to be made. She's like 16.
Yeah, she's in high school.
She's in high school.
Mm-hmm.
This is a grown ass dude.
Yeah, yes.
So we just skirting by the pedophilia angle here because that's a pretty big deal to me. That's a problem.
They have. Well, I don't know if that's what a sequence is like a minute later or so. And it was weird because I don't know if that was a flashback. It was that part kind of, I was like, wait, is this a flashback or is this like the next day?
No, I think it was like the next day.
I think throwing her clothes out and then she's in the bed with the guy. And I'm like.
I think it's the next day. And that because she says something to the effect of, yeah, she threw all my stuff out. I could really use some new clothes.
Yeah, that's why he gave her the money.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like the next day or whatever. But it's... like, this is sadly a very common thing of guys sleeping, like fathers, like foster fathers or foster, boyfriends of foster mothers sleeping with kids that they foster, which is really fucking disgusting and terrifying. But it's not an uncommon occurrence apparently. So
it's pretty gross.
Yeah, I'm all right.
But I mean, foster care feels like one of the most terrifying things for kids to go through. Just like. Some kids end up in good foster homes and people are taking care of them and they do well. But then there are people who do foster care, not because they care about children.
Just for the money.
For the money, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I know a guy who went through foster care growing up. I mean, he's a successful guy now, but he went through a lot of, like, really shitty situations. And just, like, people, like, locking the fridge and shit on kids, like, putting a padlock across the fridge so they can't get the food. So they would just basically take all the money and just kind of fuck over the kids.
Well, you get paid for taking in children?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Because, I could padlock a fridge.
Yeah, I can have an army of slaves?
Well, that's basically... Well, apparently sex slaves in this case, which is...
no.
Yeah, don't do that.
Like, he at the end of that scene, she's like, yeah, I could use some money for clothes. He just kind of threw it on the bed. Like,
she's a prostitute.
She was a prostitute. Like, oh, that's...
And again, she's in high school.
Yeah.
It's really fucking sad. So, yeah, you find out that she actually was sleeping with this guy. She then goes to stay with a woman who she refers to as the Spanish lady the entire time, who I guess is another foster care mother who is actually like a good person. And that woman is also not only taking care of Mo, but she's also taking care of this baby that somebody else, I guess, this other woman has left with her because she can't take care of it. So then she goes to see her friend Omari, who is at her high school, played by the kid who
gave homeboy a hand job.
In Moonlight. Because I was like, I recognize this kid. And I was like, there he is, hand job kid.
Yeah, hand job kid. I think that was his credit.
And the Oscar award-winning film Moonlight. Who did you play? I played hand job kid. Okay. Oh, great. And you beat up the one kid because you got peer pressured into it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. You got peer pressured into beating up the kid. So as payment for that, you gave him a handy.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
Yeah, as it works. I mean, I guess that's not so bad. I mean, I'm good, but maybe other people want something. I don't know. So handjob boy comes over. Omari comes up to her because she comes into during his wrestling practice, and the wrestling coach, played by Colman Domingo, is like, "Yo, you got somewhere else to be? Like, the fuck, get back to practice." And she basically kind of gives him. She's like, "Yo, your coach is whack anyway. Like, you guys only do like whatever wrestling move. Like, it's really predictable." And so she just walks out, right? Because she basically is telling Omari that she needs his help to get back into the original foster mother's house so she can get some of her stuff because she got kicked out. And so he decides to help her. They're talking about they're talking about like wrestling or what have you. They walk by these like drug dealers or hustlers or whatever, and they've got pit bulls. Just as a side note, this pit bull's got a chain on. Yo, it does. Like, and it's funny because Omari is not a tough guy at all. Like the second he sees a dog, he's like,
a fucking chain. Why?
Yo,
I'm giving my dog.
I believe the term
He's got
is
2 chains.
I believe the term is extra.
Yeah,
A little bit.
That's what we're being right now.
Yo, both dogs have chains on, dude. They do.
And not like chains to walk them. They have literal like gold
Cuban
chains.
links, like herringbones.
These dogs are like, yo, why do I have these chains on? Like, this shit seems so stupid.
The one has 2.
2 fucking chains. Well, that one, that's the OG dog. Like, he's not fucking around.
This is ridiculous. I did not realize that.
I didn't notice that at first either.
Wow.
I like that this movie is playing on my laptop, and it's like hip hop playing over speakers. Like, dogs with 2 chains on. Yeah.
You got a dog? You gonna?
Yeah. No, he's getting a hair bone. I realize now that this is acceptable in hood culture.
Maybe that's just the tag, right? Like, because dogs have collars with tags on them?
Yeah.
Right? Like, there you go.
You don't need their name. You're like, yo, that's 2 chains. 2 chains of dog. There he goes. Like, who's gonna like? I'm not gonna steal the dog's chain. Like, it's a pit. Like, you good?
And I don't fuck with pits.
Nah. And neither did Omari because he scooted to the left quick as fuck. He was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But it was kind of an interesting moment because like here he is scared of these dogs, and Mo was just like, what's the big deal? Like, she's not terrified of any of that shit. Because he's, as much as he's trying to be tough, like, he's like, nah. He pulled a Micah. He was like, nah.
Yeah. He's smart. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna avoid this situation because I don't want to have to hurt your dog.
These dogs have jewelry on. They're not fucking around.
Right. These some gangster ass dogs.
They had a
They
gold.
might pull a gun out of the collar. Or something.
Like, hold up. That's just fucking. That's one of the most ridiculous hood things I've ever seen in a movie. So they go over to the projects, back to the original foster mom's house, and they convince her to let them in. And so she does, or she lets Omari in, and then Mo breaks in and like runs and grabs the only thing she gives a shit about, which is she pulls up the mattress of where she was staying and grabs this notebook. We don't know what the notebook is at the time, but she grabs this notebook. The stepfather or the foster father that she's been fucking, it's like, the fuck are you doing here? I thought we only slept together at the Motel 6 down the road. And so then he, of course, like the gentleman that he is, threatens to smack his girlfriend or wife if she calls the police on Mo.
Yeah, I was like,
oh, so we're just doing abuse now. Okay, got it. They eventually leave, and Mo and Amari are like hanging out, eating Freezy Pops because they're in high school again. They're very young kids. Like, I can't stress that enough in this movie because there's things that happen and you're like, oh yeah, they're like 30. Nah, yo, they're really not. They can't afford to drive. They can't do shit. So this guy comes up to them and he's like, hey, can I get a lick? And she's like, yeah, can I get a lick? I was like, yo, again, you're like 16. Like, what the fuck is going on? And then he asks her for a phone number, and she says her phone number is 1-800-FINE-ASS-HO. It's like, okay. All right. Just going to call yourself a hoe? I don't know. Well, a lot of self-respect. Okay. Got it. So Omari goes and he like leaves. He's walking home, and Mo goes to chase him. And then she runs by this guy, narrowly missing him. And then she realizes that she knows him. She turns back, and it is her father, Daryl, played by that dude with the long ass name, Yahya or excuse me, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
Black Manta.
Yes, Black Manta. Can't wait to see what that costume looks like.
Oh, he's Black Manta?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you,
Yeah.
That's DC, right?
Yeah.
Terrence is like, I'll see an image.
Anyway.
That's fair. So she sees him, and she has this like, oh, you know, she didn't know he was out of jail and all this other shit. And
Because he didn't tell her.
yeah, because he's garbage, and he's got all these tattoos, which didn't become relevant to me until seeing this now. He's got all these tattoos that we see in the notebook that she has, right? You come to find out, spoiler alert, the notebook belonged to him from like when he was wrestling in high school. And so he has all the same tattoos. He's got, I guess they used to call him King, or he called himself King, which is very arrogant. But he's got King on his arm, and then he's got a crown on his hand, which is always a good place to have a tattoo. You're definitely going to have a corporate job. But he's kind of like down on his luck. He's like cleaning up a restaurant or what have you. And so she's talking to him, and Omari's talking about how he's wrestling now, and he's gonna dominate at 120 pounds and all this other shit. And so then she kind of walks away, and then she kind of has like this moment where she's like, I don't know, like having heart palpitations or whatever, like seeing her dad, and it's like, I guess it's overwhelming. But yeah, that's our first introduction to Daryl, the one of the worst fathers of all time. In a movie.
This movie, I tell you, this movie is, it didn't go where I thought it was going to go while looking at the trailers.
Where'd you think it was going to go?
Not leading to what the father and daughter do in the third act of the movie.
Oh.
And I didn't think it was going to go there.
Oh, I thought the trailer was pretty
I didn't
clear.
I didn't
Yeah,
see.
that's what
I didn't see most of the. I saw the beginning, and then I was like, "All right, well, this looks fine enough. Let's just do this."
Yeah, you got to watch all the way through
Yeah, I
the
didn't
2
watch
minutes.
the whole trailer.
Yeah.
And
Like, wait, what?
yeah, all that underground stuff, I didn't know it was in the movie.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that would. I mean, in fairness, that would come as a pretty decent shock.
Yeah, so that came as a shock to me. So,
Surprise.
you know, because normally in a film where it's like you got a troubled kid who, you know, looks to. This isn't your traditional sports movie. You know, the traditional sports movie is the troubled kid finds sports to, you know, direct their anger, usually to fill a hole left in their life by an absentee parent. The parent comes in and they get to know each other better, and everything is all great at the end of the movie, right? Like that's an 80s, you know, sports movie.
Remember
and
the
this
Titans.
ain't the 80s. This is not the 80s at all.
Nah, that's not how a first match rolls.
No. But that's
She
good,
has two
though.
first matches in this movie.
Yeah.
That's
Very different.
But that's very good, though. It's a testament to the storytelling in the film.
Yeah,
That's why I liked it
Yeah,
as much as I did, man, honestly.
yeah. This is a really good movie, man.
Also, Daryl looks like you.
I don't think that's true, but okay.
Yeah,
There you go. Well, guess what? You look like a DC character. You look like Black Manta.
yeah. Live with it.
When Black Man born in Baltimore.
He sure was. Black man was born in Baltimore, and he hates white people. I
Yeah, he
mean,
does.
that's
I'm not born.
right
I wasn't
there.
born in Baltimore.
I love that that's the part that you're going. I wasn't born here. Don't be ridiculous. That detail doesn't make sense at all.
That's the incorrect detail.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
wasn't-
literally went underwater to escape oppression for black people and wanted to take over Atlantis so that he had a place for black people to go to get away from white people's oppression. That's that's fucking true. That is an actual one of the origins of Black Manta.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. See, maybe you're more like Black Manta than you think. You're like, I get to kill a bunch of underwater white people so I can take their land? This is awesome. I like this movie.
Dressed like a black.
Oh man, that movie's gonna suck.
Yeah, it's not going to be good. So then Mo's at school. She by the way, she goes to confront her father after she's having this sort of heart palpitations. She goes back to the restaurant he's cleaning up at, makes a 180 turn, goes right back to the restaurant. She's like, "Can I live with you?" And all of a sudden he's like, "Calm down." Like, nah, yo, nah, you can't. So then Mo's like social worker's like, "Hey, look, you can't just like not tell the Spanish lady where you're gonna be. You gotta you gotta work the system too." He's like, "Look, I ain't gonna be here that long. I just saw my dad. He says he's gonna adopt me." Like, she does a lot of lying in this movie, but you understand it because the whole idea is that she's lying because she's trying to, in her head, make her world better, right? Like, she's always trying to impress people and say these things that make her bigger than she is, right? I mean, it's understandable lying. It's not lying just to like profit. Like,
it's a defense mechanism,
right?
Because
exactly.
she doesn't want to accept the fact that her life is pretty shitty right now, and but she has to keep bigging herself up to put on to front, basically.
Yeah, to put on airs,
right?
Yeah, I mean, we all get it, right? I mean, especially as a teenager. I mean, I've never lived a life that has been anything like this, but I have to imagine, like you said, like you'd have to push yourself up to have. I mean, that's why kids who come from situations like this tend to have a lot of bravado because they have to, because otherwise living in that actual reality is fucking heartbreaking. So you have to be like, no, everything is cool. Yeah, am I eating Cheerios for dinner every night without milk? Yes, but it's how I want it. Like, it's not. But
yeah, but I like Cheerios. So like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, sure you do.
Yeah. Like
you
like the plain ones? Like,
right.
No.
The regular Cheerios. Nobody likes the regular Cheerios.
You get Honey Nut if you got the money. Fuck out of here.
The regular Cheerios is gross.
Honey Nut Cheerios is
No,
gross?
no, regular Cheerios.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're disgusting.
Yeah, why don't you just eat cardboard with milk poured over it?
You have to throw some sugar in that. And I don't eat cereal anymore because I can't drink milk.
I don't eat cereal because I like real food for breakfast. Like, I need like eggs, potatoes, sausage.
Cereal is real food. God damn it.
Is it?
I'm being bougie, nigga.
It's not bougie. Eggs are bougie now.
No, but you said I like to eat real food for breakfast.
I make time.
Right. Just say hot food, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like, not
just say
real
food
food.
that you cook.
Damn.
It's not real food. That's a snack. Cereal is a snack. It's a snack. It's a breakfast snack.
Oh shit.
I need a meal. My mom always tells a story when I was a kid. She'd be like, "Oh, do you want cereal?" I would just go point to the oven. I'd be like, "I want breakfast from there." It's not about poor or rich. I'm just saying, like, that shit's a snack to me. Like, that shit does not feel like real food. Nah, fuck all that.
I had some cereal this morning.
Look at you. You're wasting away. Look how tired you look. I had a frittata. I look how healthy and awake I am. Although all these calories are like wearing me down. Got the itis already. So then Mo's at school. She mistakenly bumps into this girl. It is 100% her fault. And the girl's like, "Watch it." And then Mo sees her say something to her boyfriend, and she does the thing that women do in a fight. She grabs the back of her hair and tries to pull it out of her fucking head. And then we cut to Mo, the wrestling coach, and the Spanish lady in a meeting with the principal, and the coach is like, "Look, I think she needs a positive outlet to channel her anger." And Mo is just kind of staring off because she's really upset. And this is the third fight she's been in a month, and she's going to get suspended for 3 days. So then Mo goes to see her father, but he is not at the Irie Caribbean restaurant that he was cleaning up in. But she does see him trying to get food at a soup kitchen. He doesn't see her.
Oh, that's why he doesn't want me to live with him, right? Because he's homeless and he's too proud. Like, I get it. Like, and it's, I understand this character's mentality.
Mo's or Daryl's?
Mo's, to a point. And I've seen, this is why this movie like really got to me, right? Because I've seen Daryl in real life and everything that Daryl goes through. Both the way that you think Daryl would go through in the movie and the way it actually happens in the movie. I've seen that in real life. And
you know, a lot of like MMA underground fight?
No, I know
Oh,
a
not
lot
that
of people who have gotten out of jail and have turned it around, and people who've gotten out of jail and fell back into it.
Yeah, of course.
And
sadly, I think most of us do. Right?
yeah.
I know plenty, couple. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It is, but I do think I think one of the big crux of the story being like this idea of a child looking up to their parent. And like you said, like this idea that Mo sees him is like, oh, okay, I understand why this guy doesn't want me to live with him. But she is also still seeing him as as a hero, even though it hasn't quite become clear just the type of guy he truly is, right? She still has very rose-colored glasses for him, right? Like, yeah, he's down on his luck. It's not really his fault. And, he's going through stuff. He's trying to work his way back. So, like, at this point, like, you don't hate Daryl.
Right. It colors our perception of Daryl.
Right, absolutely.
Like, we root for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, all right, Daryl, you get your shit together. She getting her shit together. Cool. You can, like, be a family again. Because, like, you don't really know where her mom is in this. Right. So, like,
you don't know until later.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So it's it makes sense. After seeing Daryl in the soup kitchen line, she decides, I guess, to try to pull her mind off of that. She goes out and parties, right? And she goes and has a good time. Again, I'd like to just stress that she's 16 years old, and she's out drinking, probably during the week, not doing homework. And so she goes to her friend Amari's house, and she stays with him. And I thought that was maybe going to butt into something, but it doesn't, which I thought was kind of interesting. They're just platonic friends.
Yeah, that's I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping in the same bed with someone. Nah,
Nah.
Nope.
Nah.
Yeah, come lay next to me.
Nope.
What? What are we doing?
Not at 16. No.
No, hell no.
No.
Like, that nigga broke. He can't afford a condom. You better get your ass on that couch. Fuck out of here. Nah, don't trust it.
Terrible.
So, yeah. I mean, we are.
Plug. No, I wouldn't be able to do it. Not at that age.
No, not at that age. You don't know.
16 on.
But then again,
no.
They've been friends forever. So at the same time,
I mean,
she's got boobs, man. Like, nah, 16-year-old me, I'd be like, what'd that do? Like, I'm sorry,
again,
I would. At 16, two 16-year-old kids? Nah, that's a bad idea. No, you stay. I'm surprised his mom was like, my black ass mother would be like, you get your ass on the couch. She can sleep in your bed. Get the fuck out of here. No, don't trust it. So Mo goes to run into her father by mistake, which is one of the funniest scenes. She's like, she sees him before he sees her, and she's like, like walking around. She looks so obvious that it was hilarious. So she runs into her father, and she brags about how she's on the wrestling team and how she's better than he was when he was wrestling in high school, and so she then, again, she's lying, right, to big herself up to her father, but then she goes to the wrestling coach, is like, yeah, I'm trying to be on the team. It's like, why don't you do B before you did A? Yeah.
In the
cart before the horse.
In the short film, it is reversed. It is reversed. She is on the team, and she ends up meeting him at his job, and he's like, well, what I tell you about coming around here? You know what I mean? And the short film is very, very different from this.
Are the same actors?
No.
Okay.
No. But same writer, director. So she just kind of, which is I think is interesting to be able to expand your vision of what you originally had. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
absolutely.
It's kind of remarkable to watch these two things back to back. I watched this first, and then I watched the short film. There are similar shots, similar scenes.
Right, of course.
But, the short film was 14 minutes.
That's a lot to cram in.
And expanded a whole like an hour and 30.
Yeah, like she really was able to flesh out a very, very good story. And the father is the same but different. You know what I mean? Like the father still is hard-assed, but he has a factory job, and you don't really tell if he's an ex-con. I think the two of them live together, but he's always working. Like it's a pretty good short film, but I mean, this movie is obviously way better. But
It came out, you said 2010?
I think it came out in 2010.
Damn.
And this one this year.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would love to have directors do that more often. You know what I mean?
It's like Pariah was based on a short film.
Yeah, like and I think it's different from the George Lucas thing of shooting your movie and then going back to that movie that you shot to tweak it. And
Yeah, no, that's a very that's very different.
Like I just said that because I don't want people to be like, well, what do you like the special editions? Just calm down. Just calm down.
That would be a wild criticism. like a YouTube comment, they would call you gay and not black way before they would talk about the special editions of Star Wars. Come on, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous. What kind of nuanced conversation is it? Gay, y'all niggas gay. Like, all right, yo, all right. The Mac is a bad movie though. Like, we might be gay, but the Mac is still a bad movie.
Even when you're getting a hand job from a hand job kid, it's still a bad movie. Doesn't really change anything. God damn it. But so she goes to the coach and she's like, "Yo, you guys still taking people for the team?" And he's like, "Look, his comment is one of the funniest things in the movie. He's like, practice starts at 3:00, which gives you exactly 4 minutes to get the hell out of my face," or some shit like that, or stop wasting my time. Which is a dope line. And so she, so she's like persistent, and they're like, "All right." One of the best kid on the team, turns out his name is Malik, comes over and he's like, "This is the boys' team. Like, fuck out of here." And she's like, "All right." Like, it doesn't look like a boys' team. You look like a bunch of bitches, really. And so she shows she is allowed to try out.
That's the boyfriend of the girl that she hit.
Yeah, that she wants to grab her fucking hair. Like, ah. And so, so everybody's there. Omari is there as well. He shows up, and so they all get punished for missing running practice in the morning, and they have to do 50 push-ups. And she's like, "Okay, yeah." The coach is like, "Yeah, get down there and do it as well." Like, the fuck you talking about?
She was like, "Oh, you punish all of them?" You're like, "Yeah, bitch."
Yeah. Now you get your ass to work.
Oh, and look at that, a lady doing real push-ups. You know what I like about this movie?
I thought of the same thing when I saw that.
No bullshit. Me too. I was like, "Oh, she can." Okay.
She can do real push-ups. That's amazing.
Oh, like I'm looking at her arms, like, yeah, she actually works out, like doing like dumbbells or something.
Yeah, she's got capped shoulders.
Yeah.
So, do some fucking push-ups and you get them capped shoulders.
There you go.
What I really like about this movie also, and something that is subversive about the movie, is that traditionally in a girl plays on boys team type of thing, everyone would be giving her shit because she's a girl, and that would be the movie, right? Like,
yes,
that
exactly.
would be
her adversity that she's got to get
right.
over.
Yep.
Nah, yo, like she proves that she's good at this shit, and they're like, okay,
Like, fuck it, as long as we win,
right? We winning, yo.
You have a vagina all you want. I don't give a shit.
Right?
You pinning these niggas in these matches or not?
Right. And I like that, man. Like it is. It's something that is different, and it's something that I think is realistic. I don't know. I'm not in school, but I got to imagine nowadays that kids would be more focused on winning, no matter what.
I mean, I think there's
on the team.
I think it's probably somewhere in the middle, right? I got to imagine that some kids be like, nah. I mean, Omari's response when they go to practice is, "I don't want to wrestle with her because, quote, it don't look right."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think there's probably, I mean, there's a lot of sort of like that. I don't even know what I would refer to it as, but like her father, Daryl, points it out like it's a no-win situation. If you're a guy and you're wrestling a woman, if you beat her, you seem like an asshole because you're beating up a woman. If you lose, then you're a straight-up bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you can't win. Like, I don't, so guys don't really want to do it, right?
Yeah, and I believe that is still the same.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
No. You look, you don't see MMA in MMA, you don't see women fighting men. For that very reason. You ready to watch like Chuck Liddell beat the shit out of a small woman? No.
You don't
what
see
the
that
fuck?
shit in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Right. It's very rare. Like, and they do that shit as like kind of a gag.
Oh, they don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put a moratorium on that shit.
There you go.
With the mixed.
Yeah, like no man and woman can be in the ring at the same time wrestling.
What about Ronda Rousey and Triple H? They weren't in the ring at the same time.
Didn't she beat him up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference.
I think that's just because that was her first match. Because, Chris Benoit killed his family. And they were like, oh, well, nope. Can't see that shit.
Wow. I mean, it's not like he gave her the crossface crippler. Like, didn't he shoot her or something? Like, I don't understand how that translates, but I mean,
yeah, that's a little weird.
Well, he had CTE.
Yeah, I know that. But
just like our press secretary. Anyway, go ahead.
No,
she does. She's hideous. I know Michelle Wolf can't say it. I'll say it. She's ugly. Sarah Huckabee Sanders is ugly.
I mean, she is. But...
I mean, she's got Sith corruption. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
God damn.
She does.
And look, we wouldn't be making fun of her looks if she wasn't such a terrible person.
Okay. Sure.
Like she lies for the president every day.
Yeah, no,
So you deserve it.
Right. It's not like I just walking down the street that chick's mad ugly. I mean, she would still be unattractive, but I just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Out loud. Just keep it up in the old head. So at this point, I'm a terrible person. So again, she tries out.
I can't stress this enough. I am the nicest person in this fight. I am.
Like, you couldn't even get the goddamn sentence out.
In this network. I'm the nicest person in this network.
Your brain was like, are we telling lies today? Seems early.
Nah, it ain't that early.
He's not even drinking. Jesus.
I am though.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like it's proven at this point.
I'm going to keep the lie up. Anyway, so when she's wrestling for tryouts, she beats Omari, which was actually kind of funny, and she ends up becoming the starter for the 120-pound division for them.
Do you think he let her win?
No. Nah. Not at not at all. I think his bravado thinks that he let her win. But he looked pretty goddamn upset when he lost. He wasn't like, oh, you got me with your lady parts. Nah, he was pissed. No, he was super pissed. No, I think she beat him because she has more experience. She taught him, remember?
Yeah.
No,
I'm just throwing it out there.
You wrestling a girl when you were in high school?
No, I'm not.
No, I thoroughly believe that Daryl in this one case is right. I'm not trying to look like a bitch if I lose. Right. Is that sexist?
Right.
100%. Yes,
Absolutely.
It is. Absolutely. I will own that.
I'm going to say that it's because I don't want to hurt you, but in reality, it's because I don't want to look all sissified.
Look, I am more than okay to say this. Yo, the chicks in the underground fighting in this movie, I ain't fucking with none of those chicks. They look like they would have whooped my ass. I'm like, yo, chick's back is huge. Like, nah, yo, you look like you deadlift more than me. Get the fuck out of here. Go sit your big ass down. But yeah, so she beats him, and like I said, she ends up becoming the starter for that group. Then Mo goes to see her dad, and she runs into him and the local. I didn't know if he was a drug dealer or just like a general hustler of sorts.
He got 2 dogs with 2 chains on. I think he's a drug dealer.
That dude works with Dre at the marketing firm on Blackish.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to remember who he is. It's funny seeing him in this very serious role. Yeah. Because he's just kind of a general goofball on the show.
Yeah.
So the guy with the 2 Chainz dog is there, and she goes to tell him that her first wrestling match is this coming Saturday, and like inviting her dad to be there. And meanwhile, 2 Chainz guy is like, yeah, I'd like to see that. Like, nigga, want nobody talking to you? Fuck out of here. So then she kind of just goes on her way, and she's very skeptical of 2 Chainz dog guy. She then goes back home with the Spanish lady, and her social worker is there, and she's like, yo, where the fuck you been? Like, you got bruises all over you, like some shit's going down. And she pulls out this permission slip, like, no, I've been wrestling, and shows it to the social worker, and they're like, oh, okay, this is like totally legit. And so the Spanish lady signs off on it. And although she's apprehensive because she's like, this is for boys. Like, what do you do? Because she's really traditional.
Spanish lady is like, what? Like, what is wrestling? It's like, lucha libre. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's like,
Like, yeah, no.
Like, I wish this movie had like a slightly comedic angle to it, because then they could just like do like the like Family Guy, like her thought of what's happening, just like Monique in like a fucking luchador outfit. Hi, caramba. Whatever it is, luchador yell. I don't know. Yeah, she's in her spare time, she's fighting in Luchador Underground.
Right. Fucking El Generico and Rey Mysterio.
Like, she's a real high flyer act. So she has her first match, and the whole time she's like looking for her dad. Daryl isn't showing up, and she's like kind of distracted, and she's watching her team, and they're like doing okay, but she's extremely, extremely distracted, and she goes to warm up and like get ready. And then right before the match, just like every other scumbag dad, he shows up right at the last minute.
Yeah, that's what happened in the short film too.
Yeah, so then she gets this kind of burst of excitement to see her father, right? And look, this rings true for me as well. Like, it doesn't matter how shitty my dad is when I was a kid, not now. Fuck him, right? But when I was younger, when I was like this age, it wouldn't matter how disappointing my father was time and time again. To do something that he thought was great was like the coolest thing for me. You know what I mean? Like, you're constantly trying to please this person who doesn't put forth any level of effort, which is what she does, right? She's like, Dad, I won. And he's like, yeah, you did it. And then it's like, you come to the next thing? Like, mad busy, yo. Like, so I sort of understood that. I mean, obviously I didn't have a 1-for-1 copy of what she experienced, but like that sort of thing is probably understandable, I think, to most people.
I think it's universal with most kids or people that, with regard to people that they look up to, not even necessarily their parents.
Right.
But, even then, like you want an attaboy or an attagirl every once in a while. And, sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And it sucks when you don't. Anyway.
Wait, weren't you on this show saying that you would not give too many attaboys to your kid? Were you saying that was like a dangerous thing? Do you still feel that way?
I would say that I wouldn't give, I would tell somebody if they do a good job, but I wouldn't be like, you got the rest of the day to enjoy that shit. Tomorrow, nah, you ain't, no, what?
Oh, so
what trophy?
Oh, so it's a what have you done for me lately sort of scenario.
Yeah. Can't get complacent, man.
God damn, you can't give them the weekend? Can't take them to Baskin Robbins 2 days in a row?
Nah, yo.
They can't get
2 days in a row? What the fuck? No, you trying to maintain weight. This Baskin Robbins is for me.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, if you go to Baskin Robbins, you'd be like, yes, this milkshake is delicious. You did a good job. I'm so hungry, Dad. Can we go to Chick-fil-A? No. We got gay chicken sandwiches there. You can't eat that shit. I'm going to get a milkshake. Because I don't care about homophobia. I'm a giant hypocrite. No, but it's... I mean, whatever. Yeah, so she beats the brakes off this white boy and wins the match. So, of course, he looks like a straight bitch.
Have you guys ever done anything to look for approval from someone? Your moms or whatever?
Have I... for the sole purpose?
Yeah. Like, have you like, did you start swimming, in high school in hopes that, your mom would be like, that's my son.
No,
I mean, your mom pretty much.
My mom's my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
No. Me being born, that was like enough, right? Like I the bare minimum. My mom is like, he's the greatest kid ever, which is, I mean, I think is what you should do as a parent. But no, I certainly didn't do that. I think I joined the swim team because there were girls on it that I thought were attractive, and I wanted to see them in bathing suits. If I'm being honest. It worked out. It was fine.
Nothing like I tried out for basketball.
Again, I was in high school.
It is what it
but
is,
but
man.
you know what? I was undefeated. So I was, I turned out I was actually pretty good. So shout out to me. Whatever that means. But no, I certainly didn't do that. There is a part of me that I went back to school and got my master's to make my parents proud.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I remember joining, my father said something. He was like, oh, all right, well, look at all this height. Got to do something with it. So he enrolled me into...
Don't say basketball camp.
Into a basketball camp. And the only reason I did it...
Apparently, I've never seen you on the court, but apparently you can barely dribble a basketball.
Nigga, you don't want to see me on the court.
He sucks.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, he sucks. Did you leave camp early? Like, you stayed the whole day?
I was like, well, we didn't get the dribbling drills down, so
I
get the fuck out.
I can't do a layup, yo. Like, I can't. Like,
Nigga, you're like 6'9".
It's the most basic shot in basketball. It's the damn near the second thing they teach you how to do is to put the ball in the hoop. I can't do that shit, yo. I can't do it.
Can you just shoot a free throw? Or you shoot like Shaq?
Yeah, kind of like Shaq. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
that ain't good.
Yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good at all. And I he got me enrolled in the basketball camp and
How old were you?
middle school.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do it, but you do it because, he was like, oh yeah, so I'm like, all right, well maybe I can do this to make my dad proud. And that was the first in a long line of disappointment that I was able to provide my dad because I was terrible. They gave me a number and it was 0. And for those of you that do not know, it is an unwritten rule that when you are given 0 as a number, that means that you fucking suck. Now, what you do with that, some people use it as a badge of like pride, like, oh, you gave me a 0, fuck you. I'm gonna redouble my efforts
To get it to
get it to
2
1.
times. No, 2 times 0. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right, I'm gonna redouble my efforts to get a number. But as everybody knows, except for Terrence Howard, that if you multiply something times 0, it's still 0.
But how could that be?
And I am terrible.
Did you get double 0 or you got just a single 0?
I think they gave me a double 0.
Oh god damn, they just no kind of respect.
No kind of respect whatsoever. And I could see like whenever I would, and then I used to justify that shit, and I was like, well, I'm gonna be more of a Dennis Rodman type. I'm gonna just get rebounds and pass the ball to the people that actually know what they're doing. And no, I couldn't even do that shit.
Because like Dennis Rodman is tall, but he's like a big guy.
Yeah, I was terrible, man. And I remember
You don't strike me as a guy
aggressive.
throwing elbows.
I remember distinctly looking up at my dad, and just him, just disgusted, shaking his head, yo. And I mean,
Like, nigga, I'm 32. Show me some respect.
it is not a good feeling to disappoint your parent.
Yeah. That's funny. What about you, Terrence?
Went to the Coast Guard.
For your dad?
Yeah, he was a Coast Guard. He was in the Coast Guard. Yeah, the 2 years in the Coast Guard. To my back, decided to tell me to go fuck myself.
It's like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the biggest thing. I played basketball when I was younger. I remember when I was in middle school. It was like intramural basketball. There was one game that I scored 26 points.
That's more than Michael ever scored.
I couldn't score a tenth of that.
It's funny
I was
because
on a fucking roll that game. I was just throwing up everything and that shit was going in.
Is it possible, Micah, that your jersey also reflected your scoring ability, or like your total number of points you've ever scored?
I think it reflected me as a person. Just a big double 0.
I agree with that. I didn't know you back then, but that seems accurate to me. That seems totally fine.
Now, was it your? What the fuck was it? You just not coordinated?
I'm not coordinated. I'm gangly. I'm awkward. I can't dribble with my left. I can't
dribble with my right.
I can't. You're left-handed?
Yeah.
I can't dribble between my legs. I can't do a layup.
Fuck no.
I can't do a layup, yo. I can't do a layup.
I'm not tall enough to do a layup.
Sorry, you are.
Yeah, you're tall enough to do a layup. I can't do a layup.
No, I suck at basketball. I mean, I used to play a lot, but I've never been good.
Yeah, I'm
not ever.
Sports is not me.
Like, I don't watch any sports anymore, but I used to play all of them, except baseball. Baseball's not a sport.
I used to play baseball. I played
football.
like little league baseball. I was pretty good. But
I played basketball,
that was like
football,
middle school age. So
those are the two sports I played: basketball and football. It only doesn't matter in America.
I played baseball and I swam, and I was on the chess team. If that counts as a sport, it does not.
No, it doesn't count as a sport. Chess is a game.
Do you know how many chess groupies there are?
None.
The same amount that was on Micah's jersey. double zero. None.
Yeah. Chess groupies.
Like, oh, he's got the
What a
queen
chess team.
now. We just take this bra off and flash him. Like, that's never going to happen.
His castling ability is bar none. Like, wait,
Oh,
what?
God. Splash Mountain, here I come. Like, that's not a thing that happens.
I was very athletic when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm still
not me.
slightly, but I just, like, I can run.
My
knees are kind of fucked up.
my new job.
Last night when we were in them little ass fucking chairs. Yo, my knees were killing me last night.
Yeah. We went out to this live show. Yo, I thought I was just gonna have to hack my legs off at the knees by like the last 20 minutes. I was like, yo, like where you have to like concentrate.
The Lyric Opera House.
Yeah, once.
Yeah, that shit is
No, but like in the balcony because there's no space.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah,
it's not comfortable. Yeah,
I don't like going to the lyric.
especially like I'm like, yo, why the fuck are my knees just pressing against this bitch? Yo, like they hurt.
Yeah, that was not a good time. I am not a tall person, but even for me, that was miserable.
Chairs were mad little. Well, the thing was like built in 1920 or some shit like that. So
When
everybody
everyone was
small.
my size, and I'm actually smaller than me because
were a
I
giant.
felt I was a giant compared to the people back then. Okay, so back to the film. So Mo is again, Mo beats this guy, which is really, really dope. Her dad then takes her out to get Chinese food. They split a small shrimp fried rice because, quote, you got to watch your weight.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, nigga, it's because you can't
And I
afford
gotta watch
me-
my wallet.
Yeah, exactly. You can't afford a medium. That's why. Get out of here. So then they go back to his place, which is some sort of house that he's sharing with a bunch of people. They sit and have dinner and they're talking, and he relays that he's trying to spend or save up money so he can buy half this car wash.
in Greensboro, North Carolina, or South Carolina, or
North Carolina. And I think, I don't know. But he
North Carolina.
so he's there and he's like, look, this is what we're going to do. This is going to be dope. You know, we're going to have all this money and all this other stuff. And, you know, it's a classic do nothing nigga giant plans.
Yeah, I got a dream, yo. I got a dream.
You got money? I got a dream. Like, all right,
Right.
hope that's enough. Like they're really bonding, and you know, and he's like telling her about his old wrestling days and how he had like you know, he had no losses and everything else, and she's getting tighter with the team and everything else, and everybody respects her as an equal on the team, which was kind of dope, right? Then he quits his job. Daryl quits that job, and then he's working at this like parking lot or something. And she goes to see him, and it seems like really kind of shady. And he asks her to go get him his cigarettes out of the booth while he's sitting outside the booth. And he had bought her some new wrestling shoes. So again, this feels all too familiar of a dad who doesn't do shit, but then buys you one thing, and you're like, oh, he really cares about me. He's not a scumbag nigga at all. Yeah. No, that shit ain't true. Don't fall for it, Monique, because he probably got those things boosted. Because that's what my father would have done. He ain't paid full price for shit. Nigga always got some kind of hustle. All the money in the goddamn world, he won't pay full price for nothing. Cheap ass nigga. So then she has another wrestling match. Her dad comes, and also so does the guy with the dogs with the gold chains. He's got 4 chains on, so I guess he took the other 2 from his dog. I don't know. And she's like, you know, her team is like really all about her now, right? And Daryl is there talking to this drug dealer guy, right? And so then Daryl gets to meet the coach, and the coach is like, oh yeah, you know, we gotta take all the kids out for dinner, and you know, and get a bite to eat and all this other stuff. And her father's like, yeah, I gotta go back to work. He's like, do you have to go back to work? And so he goes and he leaves with the hustler guy or drug dealer guy. Then we kind of see Malik and Mo getting closer as time goes on, like because they spend more time not wrestling together, but wrestling on the team. Like their intimacy starts to kind of change, and they're clearly into each other. Yeah. So keep in mind, he still has a girlfriend, and every time they have these like moments of like they're not doing anything, but moments of just like human intimacy, it's shown like him picking up the phone and talking to his girlfriend or something like that. Like right after, she kind of looks a little broken hearted about it every time. Yeah,
because she knows that men and women can't be platonic friends.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sitting in the same bed as you. Fuck out of here.
They just slept in the same. She just slept in the same bed with a friend.
No.
20 minutes ago.
No. That she knows him as handjob kid, the guy who gives handjobs to people on the beach. So she's like, oh well, he's not into me.
Wow, you really don't believe that shit, do you?
I'm being funny, but
no. If you find the other person attractive,
if that person is either physically attractive or there's something about that, you trying to tell me that of all the female friends that you know.
All right then.
You got to finish the question.
Don't make us use names, nigga.
You don't want to get in where you can fit in if the opportunity arose.
Literally.
Nope. I just want to be platonic friends with you and your fine ass. No, I just want to be platonic friends with you. Mm-hmm. You're super fine. You're not attached. I'm not attached. But you know what?
So let me show you. Let me show you this person. Let's say that. How would that work out? All right then. Yeah, you don't need to answer, nigga, because we both know what the answer is. Shut the fuck up. Moving on, Micah. Let us continue right down this road. All right.
That's only one person. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Let me pull up Facebook again, because I'm sure I could show you some others.
That's one person. Again, I think it's possible.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think it's possible.
Yeah, sure, it's possible. It's possible.
I think it's possible that you could grow wings and fly to the moon.
No, I don't believe that's possible at all.
You don't know that. Maybe you have the X gene. You don't know.
I'm going to have to disagree with you guys.
Again, let me show you somebody.
All right.
Make sure it's not on the camera. Again, let me show you. Okay. Terrence immediately looks down at his laptop.
Can we move on?
Okay then. All right.
Shit.
That's funny.
Y'all some assholes.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sticking to my guns though.
Okay. So 2 out of 2. I'd like to just say for the record, I got 2 out of 2. No problem. I bet I could do 3 out of 3. All right. Let me finish going through this. I'll put up a third one, and then you tell me. You can just say yes or no. Yeah, no, nigga, I'm gonna pull it up. Don't.
So where are we at?
So they go to. So Daryl takes Mo to a underground MMA style match.
Yeah, I didn't see
what the fuck.
I didn't see any of this.
In the trailer.
In the trailer, because I said I watched like 30 seconds of it, and I'm like, all right, this is good enough. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, are they just doing this shit on them? And then as soon as I see this, I'm like, yo, Daryl is a piece of shit, yo, because You know, this dude, as soon as I saw him back hanging out with the blackish dude, 2 Chainz, the 2 Chain dog, I was like, yo, this dude is not, well, all right then.
All right, that's a 3 for 3. Continue. I'm sorry.
I'm like, this dude is falling back into his old ways.
Fuck you, yo.
I'm like,
Look, what you cannot say is that I don't know you. Okay, I'm just saying.
It's possible.
All right.
It's still possible. Continue.
this dude is falling back into his old ways, right? And I'm like, and then of course I see this and I'm like, yo, you gonna have your daughter up in some unsanctioned underground hobo boxing ring? Like, what the fuck?
Yo, these chicks are brutal,
And they
man.
grown ass women, yo. They grown ass women. And his justification for that shit, you already training with boys?
I'm training you too.
And I'm training you? Yo, she's training with boys, yo.
Not men.
Boys, not men. Like, I guarantee you, these women could beat the shit out of some goddamn 16-year-old in this movie.
They could beat the shit out of some grown ass men in this movie.
Yo,
Yeah,
That little drug dealer guy, he got the brakes beaten off of him by one of them. Are you kidding me?
you wouldn't hit a man with glasses on with like,
Like, yeah, no, I wouldn't. Take your glasses. I'm gonna whoop your ass right now. Get the fuck out of here. So I guess it seems to me that it's intimated that Daryl isn't just making money on betting, but like I feel like maybe he's getting some of these women to fight because like he's got all this money. Like, is he just making all the money just betting on these women?
Daryl?
Yeah.
He had money?
Yeah, because they go back to his place and he's got like a new TV, he's got the stereo and all this other shit. So I don't know. It felt like maybe he was getting some of these women to fight.
Yeah, I think he's kind of like a bookie.
Yeah. So
I think he's trying to get a few in here, and he's like, oh shit, like I got a person right here that I can get, and I can easily get her to do it.
Right.
And I'm blinded by the fact that she's my daughter and I trained her and I'm a wrestling genius. So she must be a wrestling genius, right? So I can make a whole bunch of money off of her, especially if I put her in fights that she's 2 weight classes smaller than.
yo, these chicks she fights are fucking big. Like they are big women. Like not like just way bigger than her.
Yeah, like on a scale of, they're just scaled up versions of her. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this weight class system is not working. Yo, this woman did not cut weight to me. This is a catch weight fight. It's just like 20 pounds too big. Yeah, so yeah, Daryl is like, look, my boy didn't make parole, so we can't go half on this car wash. Did you think I was gonna say half on a baby?
No, this is just the fact that he didn't. He didn't get out, so
we can't do it.
yeah, we can't do the whole car wash thing.
What? Like, nah.
Because Jay didn't make parole. That's the guy's name.
Yeah.
Jay.
You know, I don't know him. He ain't related to me. Look, I hope that no one ever says anything about me and parole at all in one sentence, except for Jay has never been on parole. Like, no. I never understand that people being like, nah, yo, I ain't never been to jail, like, as a negative. I'm like, nah, I ain't never been to jail as a positive. Like, I don't ever want to go. You ain't built for that life. You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
Absolutely.
I'm not. No, I'm built for freedom, my nigga. Like, that's what I'm built for. Fuck out of here. So yeah, he's like, yeah, you already been working out with dudes, and I'm training you. So like, yeah, you lucky. You could probably just move right into physically fighting with your fist overnight. Okay. Do you guys watch women's MMA at all?
I have. I mean, I don't seek it out, but I don't seek out any MMA. But if it's on, I'll watch it.
Yeah. What about you?
Like you said, if it's on, I'll watch it.
Those fights are pretty fucking brutal. Like, I have seen Ronda Rousey break someone's arm. That was kind of great. Sorry.
Now, is it perceived as more brutal because it's 2 women instead of men?
No, I mean, like, it just feel no, the dudes' fights are way worse. Like they just are. Guys, they don't give a fuck. But it's pretty brutal just because, yeah, like seeing 2 women fight just seems fucked up. Like it just does. Just for cash. Like Dana White just like, just like making it rain on top of their fucking their new cornrows and shit that they got put in. Like, there you go. Like, it just seems. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I'll watch an MMA fight. I don't care. Like, if you're good, you're good. But it did, like, the first time I watched it, I was like, this seems wrong. Like, this seems fucked up. And then I was like, damn, like, she can fight. Please continue. So, yeah, it doesn't really bother me. But the fights in this are, they do that slow motion, you get punched so hard, blood comes flying out of your mouth moments in these fights. I'm like, eesh.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting any of these women. Nah, fuck that. So she kind of she's like, "No, I'm not fighting these chicks, man. You want some other shit." And Omari is somehow like pretty pissed off at her. And he's like, "Look, don't worry about your dad." And she's like, "Look, nigga, don't worry about your mom. Like, she out there still stripping. Like, get the fuck out of here. Don't worry about my shit." And so then they have another match.
That's why I asked. That scene right there is why I asked if you think Omari let her win. Once soon as she said some shit about his mom, he was like, "Oh, you wanna go there? Well, let me show you what wrestling is like."
No, I don't think so, dude.
Okay,
No. I think maybe he got better because he's trying to get back on the varsity team.
Yeah.
But I think she whipped that ass. I think she whipped that ass for real.
Hey, I'm not complaining either way.
Are you gonna let your like, if you're wrestling your kid, let's say your kid's into wrestling, like, you gonna let your kid beat you?
If I'm doing it, yeah. No,
I don't think you should.
No,
you gotta earn it. You gotta earn
you
it.
gotta earn that fucking victory.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll make you look good, but you ain't gonna win.
Like, oh, you got me. Bam. No, you didn't. Like,
Yeah, no. I have to establish dominance.
Is it a dog? Does it have a herringbone chain on it?
People get on my case when someone fights me in a fighting game and I don't let them win. Fuck you, yeah.
Yeah,
Let him win. Why? You got a ranking to uphold.
No, I'm talking not like a cousin or some shit like that.
Like a little cousin?
I don't give a fuck how old they are.
Yeah, right. Come get this ass whooping.
It's like,
I'm trying to get a perfect.
Like,
nigga.
okay.
I'm trying to get a perfect. I ain't trying. Nah.
You learn by losing.
Right. You better earn
Like,
it.
There's
like,
no,
let me
there's
play.
no
Like,
such thing
all right.
as losing. It's only winning and learning. And that's what you tell them
Yeah.
after you whoop that ass 9 times in a row.
You learn not to fucking fight me
Yeah.
in this game. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it was funny. I was wrestling with my my nephew the other day, and he's a freshman in college, and he's not like a big kid or anything, and he's like tried to like sneak and like grab me or whatever. And I was just like, yeah, he ended up on the ground with his head getting pressed into the carpet, and I was like, yeah, like, did you think I was gonna let you win? Like, nah, fuck that. I ain't going out like no bitch.
When I was younger, I've always been into wrestling, and I got it from
You mean like luchadors?
WWE. Right?
WWF.
So luchadors without the mask.
And it was because of my grandmother. My grandmother was big into wrestling, right?
Is that right?
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She loved wrestling.
That's funny.
And there was one, I distinctly remember being over my aunt's house at one point. I don't know how it started. All I remember is my ass being in the goddamn Cobra clutch.
From your grandmother?
From my grandmother, yo. And my grandmother was like, nope, you ain't gonna win. And I'm just like, yo, this is ridiculous, yo.
Your grandmother's a fucking badass.
This is fucking ridiculous. And if my grandmother didn't let me win, I'm not gonna let you win.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, what happened to Micah? His grandma put him in the Cobra clutch. That's funny.
I remember I was this was a long time ago. My cousin.
I just imagine her with like an old lady dress and shit like
Yeah, yo.
Gotcha,
like,
nigga.
This shit.
How the fuck did that happen?
Yo,
I can't remember how it happened. All I remember was being in the Cobra clutch, and I'm just like, all right, mother, come on, man. Like, cause we called her mother. And
Y'all black as fuck.
because we from Baltimore, MOVA, right?
Yeah,
mother, and it was always weird when my father referred to her because he was, oh, hey, mother, because that's the word, right? Mother.
Yeah.
Nah, yo, it's mother. And
I like to think she did this when you were like 25.
no, I was a tiny kid, not tiny, but I was young. And yeah, I remember being in the Cobra clutch, and she just would not let go. That's fucking hilarious.
Nigga, that's
funny,
hilarious.
I remember.
I've known you a very long time. I've never heard that story.
Yeah. There's a reason why.
Yeah, I was gonna
shit
say,
like
yeah,
that.
you want to drop that one out too often. Come on, grandbaby, come get this Cobra Clutch, nigga.
I remember I was younger. I was probably at like 20. I was in my early 20s, and my cousin. I was over at my cousin's house or my aunt's house, wrestling with my cousins, and my sister and my youngest cousin. They're the same age. They were born the same year, so they're 11. He's 11 years younger than me. So we were wrestling, and of course, I'm not letting you win. I'm not gonna let you win. Like, we would play wrestling, even if it's play wrestling, like, fuck that. Yo, this nigga scooped me up and body slammed me. I was like,
He's 11 years
he was
younger
like
than you?
11 years old.
But just strong as shit.
He's fucking strong as fuck. He's like, he wrestles now. He's pretty goddamn big. But like, I remember I was like 20 and I'm sitting there play wrestling. This nigga just like, scoop. Bam. I'm like, nigga, what? And my aunt was like, yeah, he's pretty strong. Like, yeah, obviously. I was like, what the fuck? Now, fuck
Yo,
that.
I can drink next week. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, it was the wildest fucking thing. I'm like, yo, this nigga's really fucking strong for no goddamn reason. And he's 11.
Yeah, 11.
You got 11 to 12. I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah. I ain't trying to go out no bitch.
Yeah, so I had to get him back.
Just kick him down the flight of stairs, not looking. Fuck out of here.
Like, he scooped me, yo.
Terrence is still on. You're a little bitter about
I was
that.
like, yeah, that shit was crazy. That's when I learned that nigga's really strong.
That's funny. Like, me and my friends used to wrestle for belts back in the day, right? Like, it's so stupid. There were 3 belts and 3 of us. I never won a match. I had a belt when we started. I lost that belt. I never got a belt back. Not ever. Shit was pathetic.
Wrestling's
I was a skinny ass little kid, man. I'm like, nah, this shit's just not working out for me. I was like, can I just be like Paul Heyman? Can I just be on the sidelines and talk? That's just what I do. That's fine. I ain't gonna have a one back. I'll be Taz. How about that? I'll do one wrestling match, lose, and then just retire to the announcement table, like the bitch that I am. So from there, obviously Mo says she's not doing this MMA shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then shit goes down with Omari, and she's like really pissed at him, and she loses a match because Daryl didn't show up to kind of teach her a lesson, like to kind of, here's my love, let me take it away kind of shit, because he's a fucking scumbag. And so then what happens is she goes to the underground MMA place, which doesn't seem really that underground, by the way. And
warehouse.
yeah, and so she's like, "Look, I'm ready for this shit." And he's like, "All right, cool." And so he's like, "Pay attention to these 2 women fighting. It's like, learn some shit." And these 2 fucking glow extras, 2 fucking bruisers in the ring. She's watching them and trying to learn how to fight. And then he starts teaching her how to fight as well. Which is a real problem, because here she is doing wrestling, which is all about basically shoot fighting, right? Like, you're not actually, punching each other.
You're not striking each other.
Right. And so she starts reacting to the lessons that she's learning with her father, like doing basically mixed martial arts. So she like starts throwing her hands up like she's gonna fight, and she keeps getting like disqualified or like, getting points taken away. Because if you do that shit in a wrestling match, they dock points, right? So, so she's having a hard time differentiating between the training, which is understandable. So at this point, like, then she starts to kind of get it back, and she's like winning wrestling matches again, and then she has to do her first match. She has to do her first match against this chick, who arguably 30 pounds heavier, right? Like, they're fighting in the same place Jean-Claude Van Damme did in Lionheart, right? Like some underground garage type of shit. Yo, this chick is big. Like, she is not a small girl. And Omari actually sees the fight happen because he follows her and watches her get punched hard as shit in the face. But then Mo comes back, does a couple of blocks or whatever, and then she fucking one hitter quitter knocked this girl right the fuck out. She won. So yay, you wanted a legal fight in an underground match. Not good. She beat her while still wearing her high school clothes, which I thought was not acceptable. And Omari confronts her about it.
Would you do this, Terrence? Would you be in an underground fight?
No.
ring? You wouldn't?
Wow, even Terrence wouldn't, and he's a
I fuck
violent
that.
sociopath.
I'm the violent sociopath at the table.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I asked you.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, I wouldn't. I don't like getting punched in the face.
But I imagine that I would think that your love for punching people in the face would outweigh your dislike for.
See, here's
not
the
being.
thing: getting punched in the face hurts.
Yeah, I know.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
No.
You only like to fight when it is absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people just like to fight.
To a certain extent.
Okay.
Right. All right.
Like, yeah. I don't. If I don't have to, I haven't fought in like 18 years. No.
What are you, 52?
Let me think. What was the last fight? No, it was like 20. About like 21, 22.
21,
16 years.
22.
Did you win?
Yeah.
He's like, no, definitely.
No, I've lost a lot of fights, but yeah, I won that fight.
But you don't like the memories of that fight and you winning, like that doesn't get you going again to want to.
I don't like to fight.
See, I feel like you're lying.
How does this feeling come from that? No.
No.
That's
feel
really
like you're-
funny. I
you're-
feel
yeah.
like you're lying.
I don't necessarily like to fight.
See, first it was I don't like to fight. Now it's I don't necessarily like to fight.
Yeah.
Like,
But if
you,
it
you're
comes
slipping
to it-
already.
If it comes down to it, then you got to throw punches.
Would you do everything in your power to avoid? You would never swing first.
What? What are you talking about? No, I was taught like if somebody. No, here's the thing, because my father taught me how to fight when I was young. He said if it feels like someone is about to get to a fight with you, you end it as quickly as possible.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
So if it seems like somebody's about to buck, yeah, you're gonna get hit first, and I'm not gonna stop until the fight's over. That's just how that. That's just
That person
that's
was
how
like,
life
yo, I
works.
wasn't going to do
They're
it.
like, what you gonna do? Like, oh, sorry. But by that
you
point,
got caught out there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
like, yo, you shouldn't have fucking gave me the signals, nigga. Like, I don't know. So yeah, to say I wouldn't swing first would be a lie, because I would.
Your father's a
have you?
smart man.
Have I swung first?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
The fuck? Like, I remember he told me a story that the first time, or the one of the stories I remember most is it was some guy that he was a lot bigger than him. They fought after school. It was at some area where they actually had fights. They were in school. It was off school grounds, so they wouldn't get in trouble. But it was a group of people. They were walking to this place to fight. He was in front of the guy, and there was kind of a line, and they were walking. And once they got to the place where they were going to fight, as soon as they stopped, he turned around and just knocked that nigga straight the fuck out. It was like, match over.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fair.
that's what you do.
Like,
Like,
'cause
if
you
we
know
are
you're-
going to fight, as soon as he turned around, just hit him with a haymaker and just knocked his ass out.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, well,
We're done here.
I'm going home, see you tomorrow in school. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's it. He's like, yeah, just hit him first if you know if it's going to go down and you know it. Why are you going to wait?
I agree.
Yeah. No, there's no rules in street fighting.
Right. This is not MMA, and there's rules here. I don't want rules.
Are there?
There,
Well,
no
here,
hair
I don't
pulling.
know. I don't know
There-
what the
no,
fuck
she
rules they got
said
here.
they said no hair pulling, no weapons, no scratching. I think they're basically general MMA rules.
Ah.
Early in MMA, a lot of people don't know this. They used to have a whole thing where you couldn't. The only rule they had was no eye gouging, so people would just fucking hit each other in the balls repeatedly. You know, there's a
that's
couple
just
of like
ruthless, yeah.
UFC 1, they would just like grab a guy, get him down, just be like, bow, bow. It's like just unrelenting, just nut shots until they quit. What the fuck? Yeah. Like, yo, that's not a martial.
That's not a fight.
Yo, that's not a martial art. Yo,
Like, technically, you know.
yo, what's your martial art? Ball kicking, son. All day, every day until you can't move. It's fucked
That's
up.
foul, yo.
Like, yo, you gonna punch him in the face? Nah, yo, I got one move.
Like, why punch
Look,
for the face? Why
look,
punch for the face?
Look, I cannot imagine a scenario where any of the three of us would fight each other for any reason whatsoever because we're adults. But I'll just let you know, if you fight me and I feel like the fight is about to start, I'm gonna kick you directly in the dick.
Oh yeah.
No, that's first and foremost. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. I have done this move many times. It works. You double over, and then I'm going to uppercut you in the face. That's it. That's it. Like, we're not having a conversation. Oh, let's square up and like old timey and shit. Nah, yo, balls, my foot. That they will meet, and then you're gonna be like, "Ow," and then it's over.
No, you just told me your strategy.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. Look, either that, or if you're bigger than me, spoiler alert. You like your knees? You're not gonna like them bending the way they go, because I'm gonna kick you directly in them. I'm small. Look, I'm not a large person, but push come to shove, I can be very violent and very mean. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't need to be 6 feet. I just have to be fast enough. That's
Are you fast?
I'm decently fast. I can run.
Nigga, no, you cannot.
Not look.
Cannot.
I can sprint for a very short amount of time. That's why I lift weights. Because like, I'm not gonna be able to really get away from you. I just need access to your kneecaps. That's it. I'm gonna kick you direct. I'm gonna fucking side kick you directly in your knee. You're gonna double over, and I'm gonna punch you until you fall down. That's it.
That's just a very effective. I've done that before.
Yeah, no, kicking someone in the knee, that's a wrap, dude.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I don't give a fuck how tough you are. Your knee buckle, that's it. And you on the ground, you take a knee, it's a game over for you. That's it. I'll play fighting games enough. You just walk up, knee them right in the side of their fucking head. Ding!
That was that deleted scene in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. They just hit Kevin Nash Super Shredder in the fucking knees, and a whole goddamn pier fell on. He was like, oh shit.
His old ass leg. Oh shit, you got me. Yeah, that's it. That's how it works. So Daryl is very proud of his daughter for almost beating another woman to death, so that's cool, as a great father would often do. The coach sees her fucked up eye that she received during the match. He's not too pleased about it. She says, "Oh, she got jumped by these girls. She got in a fight with them. It's not about anything else. Not with her dad or anything like that. So it's no big deal." Then let's see. She feels guilt. She does the MMA match. Then during a party, Malik and Mo go into his room. He's like showing her all of these like trophies he has and talking about colleges and stuff. And then they start making out. And yeah, because that's what would happen. And they both are super feeling each other, and they start making out. And he takes his shirt off, and he's like getting ready to take his pants off, and she's like, "Slow down. I know you're 16. I get it." And then all of a sudden, his girlfriend comes in, and she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you son of a bitch!" And he's like, "Nah, it's not what it looks like."
I'm like, yeah, it is.
What is it then? Yeah, like that's what I want somebody to say one day. It's just like, it's not what it looks like. What is it then? What is it then? Because it looks like
y'all was about to fuck.
Like.
This is I'm
yes. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I have to tell you, I'm a little sad that they missed an opportunity to play As We Lay in the background.
You wait till 2 weeks from now.
Look, sometimes needle drop soundtracks are good. Other times, not so good. So now she has kind of a falling out with Malik because she really liked him, and then he was basically like, "No, this don't mean nothing, girl." And then you also find out that his girlfriend was pregnant because, of course, she's 16 and fucking and didn't use a condom. Shocking news.
That's what happens.
That's what happens. So then Mo's really sad, so she goes back to Spanish lady's house and she stays there. And Spanish lady is like, I feel sorry for this woman because she's like really trying to be understanding. Like she really is. She's a good person. And so she's like, look, I don't understand any of this shit. Y'all niggas are wildin'. She's like, it's okay because I'm Dominican. I can say nigga, like Fat Joe and shit. Like, it's cool. So then she like paints her nails. It's like, hey, this is a sign of like parental intimacy, right, with her, which is kind of a sweet moment. And they have like playoffs or what have you. So she's all ready to do this, and her father shows up in the middle of the thing, is like, look, I know you're about to wrestle, but we got ourselves a fight, so you need to bounce right now. I'm like, nigga, is this in the middle of the afternoon? Like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? And so she leaves to go do the fight with her dad, leaving Omari to take her place, right? And if Omari loses, then they don't make finals. So she's like fresh from high school. She got her fucking singlet on from wrestling.
High school branded singlet.
Right. And so she's got all her clothes and everything with her, and they puts the bag under the wrestling match, or under the wrestling ring, and so she's out there in her high school, I cannot stress this enough, high school wrestling attire, and she's getting ready to fight this chick who is 35.
Yo, this is a grown ass woman, yo.
Nigga, her kids are there. Her little children are there like, go, mom. And then hopefully you'll get through menopause next week. Like, yo, this chick is mad old. Like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't need people to write in and to tell me. I realize that menopause does not happen to a woman at 35. Okay, let me just calm down. No, this woman is mad old, though. At a certain point, I thought that maybe they were just gonna like give them the mics, and then they were just gonna have like an 8 Mile kind of thing. But nah, they just straight start fighting.
They thought they were gonna cut a promo with each other.
Like Hulk Hogan. Like, wow, all right. Yeah, this older girl is whooping that ass. Or this older woman's whooping that ass, and her daughter, I assume, is there like yelling for her, like, yeah, go, mom. Yo, her younger daughter looks like Jawan's daughter, like. Yeah, this show was, I was like, yo, what the fuck is Jawan's kid doing here? Yo, Jawan, don't let your daughter be in the movie.
She really does.
Yeah, she does. Yo, she's an adorable little girl. Yo, JTD, don't let your daughter be in these hood-ass movies. Don't do that. Don't do that. I thought you cared about her. Teaching her Cardi B lyrics and shit. I saw that video.
Yo, I saw that video. I died laughing.
Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was
It's just the most adorable thing I've ever heard.
That's great. Yeah, so yeah, this woman is whooping Mo's ass.
Yeah,
like, yo,
she's beating the shit out of her.
Yo, she caught a couple of hands in this fucking match. But you know, Mo got a good write off, and they were like, yeah, you doing it? And that old lady was like, hell no, you ain't, and just started. Yo, her back is so fucking big. She's so much bigger than her. Yeah,
like this is some punch out type shit.
Yo,
like, poor weight class thing.
Right.
You know? Like,
yo, grown ass Stacey Dash is beating that ass. This shit is unacceptable.
Like she's like 3-4 inches taller than her.
Long ass reach.
Like, the reach is crazy, and she's just beating her ass.
Yo, it's like an adult woman fighting Riley from the Boondocks. Like, yo, what is going on? It's just crazy. And yeah, so Mo is just getting her ass whooped. And again, this woman like literally has her in the corner, just throwing elbows and shit, like just getting her all kinds of fucked up. She uppercutted her Mortal Kombat style at one point. And so she drops to the ground. And I was like, all right, this shit is a wrap.
Yeah, I was like, all right, maybe now she will have learned her lesson.
Yeah.
Nah.
She got hit with that fucking left hook. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I was like, yo, she dead. She dead.
Somebody needs some milk.
Like, fucking for real. And even Daryl's like, stay down.
Yeah, even he was like,
don't
look. I know I did this, but just stop.
Yeah, don't.
Right.
Don't get.
I'm not gonna throw in the towel, but the next time she hits you, just stay there.
Yeah.
Like, don't get in there and stop the fight. Just
don't be no bitch, but you know, be a bitch secretly. And so then she, Mo gets back up and she starts making woofing noises like they do on her wrestling team, which, you know, out of context seems utterly ridiculous. But you know, it's fine. And Stacey Dash turns around and she's like, yo, what the fuck? All right, yo, I'm about to get this ass whooping. And No, unfortunately, fortunately, Mo learns to use her wrestling shooting ability, and she fucking shoots, and she takes her down, and then she does the infamous ground and pound and beats the brakes off this poor 55-year-old woman, to the point where they have to drag her off, and the dude who drags her off looks just like a guy I work with, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah, and then cops raid the place, and so everybody bounces, including Daryl. Daryl was like, "Gotta go." Didn't even wait for his own daughter. He's like, "Nah, we gotta split up." And he's like, "Just go back to the Spanish lady's house." She's like, "Nigga, my face looks like hamburger. Like, what the hell are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, if I stick around, I'll get in trouble. You a queen though. You a queen."
Right. So
she goes to get her bag that was under the wrestling mat, and she does a Titus O'Neil and dives underneath to hide from the police.
Oh shit!
I even looked up to just make sure it was the right wrestler from that fucking video. That shit was hilarious. So she hides under the wrestling mat, I guess, until the police leave, and then she goes to find Omari, and she cries on his shoulder because he obviously knows what happened, and she's all fucked up. Her face is super fucked up. And Omari takes care of her, and then she meets with the coach. And the coach gives her a really, really nice speech about, like, look, you don't have to take care of you're not responsible for your father, which I thought was it's one of the better, like, dramatic moments of the movie. And she kind of comes to the realization that that's true, even though she's been like that the whole time. And they kind of do these shots of, like, showing her body, and she's got, like, her hands are all scarred up, because you can't just do. There's a reason why they wear gloves in MMA. Just punching the human skull over and over again is not going to do well for your hands. Her hands are all scarred up, and her face is all fucked up. And so then later on, the coach sits her down in front of the whole team, and they have to vote whether or not to let her continue to wrestle. And the whole team is like, look, yeah, you made a fucking big mistake by leaving us during the playoffs, but Omari won, so we get to go to finals. But you did kind of get us there. So, yeah, we all agree that you should be back on the team for finals.
Right, because they want to win.
Yeah, I mean, they're kids and they're empathetic to her situation. They're also empathetic about winning that trophy. I hope that we win together. And so they allow her to be back on the team. As they're going to the finals, she realizes she left her bag back in the school. She goes back to get it right before getting on the bus again. And then Daryl, looking all cracked out, I would argue, shows up, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna get you that money. You crazy for this one, like type of bullshit. And he's like trying to be nice to her and all this other shit. He's like, yeah, I know I fucked up and all this other stuff. And she never says anything. And she just fucking walks away, and she gets on the bus, and she's crying and everything else. And then she decides, like, she's got to kind of end it on her terms. And so instead of just walking away, she gets off the bus again, brings him his notebook, hands it to him. He's like, oh, I know you have my notebook. And then she just straight walks away.
When she got off the bus and was like, Dad, I was like, yo, are you for real, movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too.
I'm very glad that she, symbolically just left that part of her life on the street.
Yeah. I kind of wish they had shown a little bit more, because I would have liked to have seen a moment, and maybe this is just like, because it's a rough movie in a lot of ways, but I kind of like when movies that are this rough have a slightly, at least not a happy ending, but a positive direction kind of ending, besides just kind of fade to black. It would have been kind of nice to have somebody come up to her and be like, hey, I'm from so-and-so college as a recruiter. Like, you're really impressive. Like, you know what I mean? Because one of the big things about this is, like, them trying to rise above their station. Mm-hmm. And she's good enough that she probably could make a wrestling team in a college.
Yeah.
She probably could. So it ends with her... It ends with her kind of being on the bus, and then sort of she's crying, but then she kind of starts smiling again as everybody starts, like, they're doing their cheers and everything, getting ready for the match. She kind of gets back into it. So then she kind of drives off into the sunset, and then we get the credits. Any parting words?
It's a really solid movie. I greatly enjoyed it. This is the type of movie that I'm glad I have Netflix for. Because something like this, I don't think would get a wide release in theaters.
No, and I don't think it really needs to.
I was about to say I don't think it really needs to, but it's just a good movie. Like I really enjoy it.
Now, when you say it doesn't need to, like I think Netflix is good for this because people should see stuff like this. Like it shouldn't be just the big movies in the summertime and just like the big pretentious movies in the wintertime.
Right.
Like I'm glad that there's a mechanism that allows us to see stuff like this. See stuff that would be at a film festival.
Yeah, because this premiered at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
But if this wasn't on Netflix and you saw a trailer for it on television, would you go out to see it in a movie theater?
Yeah, but I'm a little different. Like I enjoy the theatrical experience. I went to the theater to see Boss Baby. So yes, I would go to the theater to see this.
That's a little different than this.
That's what I'm saying. Boss Baby is a piece of shit.
Why?
I didn't even see it. Why did
I see it?
Yeah.
Why do you think?
Because you love animated babies voiced by Fraser Crane.
Voiced by Alec Baldwin.
Whatever.
And no, I love my wife even more.
She was excited to see Boss Baby?
Yes.
Did she enjoy it?
Yes.
There's a sequel coming up.
Not a sequel, a series.
Oh, yeah. You guys going to watch that?
No.
Let me phrase that. Is she going to watch that?
No, because Alec Baldwin is not the baby.
Oh. Okay. That's weird.
But anyway, I'm glad that like something like this, 10 years ago wouldn't be on my radar.
No, I think that's true probably for most people.
Yeah. And, people movie people give Netflix a bunch of shit, but like
they ain't putting this shit out.
Right. These major studios aren't putting stuff like this out. Netflix is.
Right. Look, I mean, these last two movies that we've done, Come Sunday and this, were both Netflix exclusives.
Right.
Yeah.
And a big studio put out the next movie we're going to do, and it's a piece of shit.
Spoiler alert. It's not good.
Or is it?
No, it is. It's a piece of shit. No, that's true.
We'll see.
It's something that I would not be proud of.
Okay. All right. There you go. Thanks for that. God damn it. All right, that is it for us. We will see you guys next time. We will have another preview episode up. So, see you guys later.
See you.
Take it easy.
We out.